Have you ever experienced a situation when someone gives you something and they want to keep giving you something and giving you something, and it just doesn't feel right? It just feels like instead of given, as if they're actually taken from you. And then eventually you end up not wanting to have anything to do with that offering or that given or that person, but they continue to chase you and follow you and keep offering something more and more and bigger and keep finding something that they think that you want or they know that you want. And eventually you end up in a situation where you literally can no longer take this because it feels very uncomfortable. This is an example of giving out of codependency rather than from the heart. The giving that comes from the heart, the unconditional giving, feels amazing for both parties because it is honest, earnest desire to assist you, and the person is not expecting anything on the other end of that giving. But when giving comes from the space of deep, unfulfilled emotional need, let's say someone is incredibly lonely and they look for opportunities to latch on to people in need, and if you ask them something, or if they know that you need something, they might take that as an opportunity to throw in that hook to grab onto that person so that they can get their own emotional needs met. And usually it's not just once. If you accepted something one time, because they normally would be very cautious at the beginning because they have been denied the emotional needs their entire life, and so they will be cautious, and perhaps they have experienced these situations before, but it's like an autopilot. It's that mechanism of desperation that drives them to repeat the same pattern over and over. And so when they see an opening in someone in need to offer something, or if that person turns to them and asks them to do something for them, they jump on an opportunity. But when the person is no longer needs anything from them, they're going to keep offering and offering and offering. And if the person on the other end feels that something is not right here and starts pulling back, they are going to act or play a victim. They're going to play the part that, oh, I've done so much for you, and how come you are no longer available to receive what it is that I have to offer. Very often these people believe that they are very loving and very caring, very giving, and that the other person is just not able to receive the love and not able to receive altogether. If the person on the receiving end has unprocessed guilt, they're going to get hooked right into this whole game. And the one who is the giver, out of deep desperation, trying to fulfill their own desperate emptiness by focusing or fixating on the other person. You would also observe that they will very often go into blame. So immediately blame as soon as the other person is no longer supplying that attention, because when the person keeps giving you and the other one is receiving, there's gratitude, there's validation, there's attention that the person in need is receiving through that manner. But when the one on the receiving end is no longer available to provide all that, or they just feel like overwhelmed that why is this person all over me with all of these offerings and I have to keep saying no, and this is so uncomfortable. But if their guilt has not been processed, they're going to get a hook. the cord, because the giver is going to blame them and turn themselves into a victim of not being loved or not being received or not being appreciated most of the time. So this is a very fishy kind of thing, because very often the people who are trying to fulfill their emotional needs through this mechanism, they're not even aware of it. They go into this autopilot and then just roll with it, and they start showering that other person with all kinds of stuff, and they have no idea that the core, the foundation of their behavior is the desperate need to have their own empty space filled with someone. And the mechanism in the background, in the subconscious mind, is that if they fixate on the needs of the other and shower them with offerings and offerings, that they would receive that attention, they would receive that love, or they would receive that presence that they're lacking and in need of so desperately. So pay attention, because it's very obvious. It just doesn't feel right. The person might say, oh, I have so much love to give. And then on the receiving end, the other one says, oh, look, I can't show up today. I'm busy. I'm doing something. But they will keep emailing. They will keep writing. They will keep texting. They will keep connecting, and they will keep offering, and they will keep offering to show up. And it just grows into this intense bowl of desperation, quite literally. And then they're going to act that they're being rejected or resent that other person. And these kind of situations, when they are out of hand long enough, they very often generate big blowouts and anger and being at each other's throat and all kinds of stuff. So if you come across someone who tries to move into your reality too fast with an avalanche of offerings and givings and whatever, just attention on the truth is, they're not really giving you attention. They want attention so bad that they think that if they shower you with attention and they keep fixating on you, they are going to get some attention back. That's the main thing, because it's an energetic exchange too. And that's why it doesn't feel good, because it's the energy that pulls. It's the energy that drains, not the energy that truly gives, because there's one big open space behind it, the gap that is not fulfilled, not filled by that person naturally through a healthy dynamic of relationship. So as I said, pay attention, because this snowballs really fast and becomes very obvious really, really fast. And the right way to deal with it, because they're not going to take a no for an answer most of the times. They're going to keep looking for a different way to get in and a different way to get in, even if you just open that door a tiny bit. But do your best to see what's going on and to do the rejection with kindness. Set your boundaries in a way that it becomes very clear that you're not wobbling, and it's not another way that they can get in there to drain you for their needs. And yeah, have compassion and understanding of why this person is acting this way, but make it very clear that you are not the one to be on the receiving end of that kind of behavior. So there, I just wanted to share this with you. A lot of people talk about this. A lot of observations from experiences of others and clients, and it's like the opposite spectrum of narcissism. In both cases, the person is desperately trying to fulfill their needs, but with narcissism, they are fixated on their needs, and it's very clear, very obvious. what they're doing with others. But with codependency, it's a little less obvious because it appears that the person is fixated to give to you or to someone else, but the truth is it's the same coping mechanism of trying to fulfill one's desperately unfulfilled emotional needs. All right, thank you for tuning in today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I bring you all kinds of information on this channel. If you'd like to have a personal session with me, you can reach me at IsabellaGreene.com. I'll talk to you next time. Take care now. Namaste.